Welcome, everyone, to a world premiere unlike anything we've ever covered. Okay, do me a favor and close your eyes for just a second. I want you to imagine you're standing right in the center of a colossal world-class arena. You know the vibe. The cinematic floodlights are absolutely blazing down, painting the manicured pitch in this brilliant high-definition green. The air is literally thick with magic. Well, today we're diving into a breathtaking new project that captures that exact feeling. This explainer's all about the absolute sonic powerhouse that is Stadium Kings. You know that sound, right? It's that deafening roar of 80,000 fans breathing and cheering as one single entity. It's the thumping, relentless bass that you can literally feel vibrating up through the concrete beneath your feet. It's that electric, crackling anticipation in the air right before the whistle blows. Stadium Kings isn't just some random collection of music. It's a meticulously crafted dataset designed to perfectly bottle up that global euphoria, all under the banner of one stadium, many voices. Okay, let's dive into this, because the sheer scale of what we're looking at is frankly unbelievable. 1,024. That's 1,024 individual, completely unique, epic tracks created specifically for this colossal project. We aren't talking about a simple, run-of-the-mill album here. We're talking about a massive, sprawling sonic universe built track by painstaking track. And hey, if that track count doesn't get your adrenaline pumping, consider this. If you were to hit play on track number 1 and just let the entire Stadium Kings catalog run, you'd be listening to over 62 hours of continuous, heart-pounding audio. That is more than 2.5 days of non-stop, triumphant, stadium-shaking music. It's an absolute marathon of sound, perfectly mirroring the endurance and passion of a massive global tournament. But you know, it's not just the sheer volume of music that makes this project such a masterpiece, it's the incredible texture of it all. We're looking at massive diversity here, represented by 22 distinct musical subgenres. This isn't just your standard sports rock. The data shows a really rich, complex tapestry of global rhythms and styles, all engineered to trigger that deeply human feeling of victory. We've pulled some of the standout categories directly from the source data to really highlight this wild diversity. I mean, you have the project shifting flawlessly from the echoing, gritty guitars of arena rock and orchestral rock straight into the infectious global appeal of K-pop and pop dance. We even see inclusions of dream pop, surf rock, and country rock. It's a literal auditory tour of the world, reflecting the truly global nature of the beautiful game. And that brings us to this really beautiful paradox. How do these vastly contrasting genres even live in the same dataset? Well, it's because they're seamlessly blended together to create this universal language of triumph. On one hand, you have that unifying, undeniable stadium energy, the driving beats, and the huge anthemic chord progressions. On the other hand, you have these incredibly diverse global rhythms. When combined, it means that no matter where you are from in the world, there is a track in this 62-hour epic that will make you feel like an absolute champion. Section 1. One stadium, many voices. The vocal breakdown. Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is that at the very center of all this noise is something incredibly intimate, the emotional core of the human voice. It's fascinating how perfectly the creators balanced this vocal delivery. We can see 4 distinct pillars carrying the melodies here: female solos, male solos, powerful choirs, and, surprisingly enough, children's vocals. Let's break down exactly why each of these is absolutely crucial to the stadium experience. First up, we have the piercing heights of the female and male solos. In the data, these voices are usually paired up with the upbeat pop and rock tracks. The soloists are engineered to provide those intense emotional highs. Think of that one singular moment of sheer brilliance on the pitch, like a striker breaking away from the defenders. That solitary, laser-focused tension, that is exactly what these solo vocals cut right through the stadium noise to deliver. But hey, a stadium isn't just about the individual, right? It's about the collective. And that's exactly where the colossal choirs come in. We see choirs heavily layered over the orchestral and anthemic tracks, providing this massive, overwhelming wall of sound. It directly mirrors that collective synchronized roar of tens of thousands of fans in the stands, all rising to their feet at the exact same moment. It is quite literally the sound of absolute unified belief. And then we have a truly fascinating data point, the inclusion of children's vocals, which are prominently featured in several of the heavy rock and anthemic tracks. In an environment that's full of aggressive competition and massive roaring crowds, a child's voice provides this incredibly grounding, innocent, and universally human layer to the epic anthems. It's a great reminder of the pure love of the game, the real reason we all started playing or watching in the first place. And this brilliantly illustrates how all these different voices combine into a single, breathtaking stadium experience. You've got the solos giving us the tension, the choirs bringing the mass scale, and the children's vocals providing the heart. It's honestly a masterclass in using data-driven musical choices to manipulate and elevate human emotion.
All right, Section 2, Anthems for Invisible Kings, the myths behind the music.
So you don't just sit down and write over 1,000 tracks without a muse, right? The creators call them the Invisible Kings. These are the titans of the grass, the legends of the stands, the players whose legacy is so deeply felt it reverberates through history, but who actually remain completely anonymous in the lyrics themselves. The source material shows this deliberate, brilliant artistic choice to strip away the specific real-world identities of these athletes. By removing their names, the project elevates them from mere mortal athletes into modern universal myths. So the crucial point is captured so beautifully by this concept. Their names belong to history, but their anthems belong to the stadium. By keeping the Titans of the Grass completely unnamed in the tracks, this anonymity does something magical. It allows every single listener to project their own heroes right onto the pitch. When that guitar solo hits or when that choir swells, you aren't just thinking of one specific player. You're thinking of your hero, your favorite legend of the stands. The music belongs to everyone. And looking at the track volume by genre, we can see exactly how the creators decided to honor these invisible kings. The genres chosen to represent these titans lean heavily into driving, upbeat sounds. Pop and pop dance are overwhelmingly high, closely followed by roaring arena rock and anthemic rock, with rap and specialty genres rounding the whole thing out. Basically, everything is engineered for maximum hype. It's music purely designed to make a crowd erupt. Let's move on and see how this builds, because the creation timeline captured in the source data is absolutely relentless. This entire 62-hour universe was forged in just a few short months in the spring of 2025. It kicked off on March 23rd as the first chord struck. By April 10th, we see massive orchestral swells and K-pop entries flooding the data. By April 27th, rock anthems are being generated at a blistering pace, simulating the roar of the crowd, all leading up to the final, triumphant anthem recorded on May 15th. I mean, it was a sprint of pure creative adrenaline. And the anatomy of how these tracks are actually constructed during that sprint, it's incredibly consistent. It perfectly mimics the rising heartbeat and the unbearable tension right before a crucial, match-deciding penalty kick. Step 1, the instrumental intro starts low, maybe a pulsing synth or a quiet guitar, just building that tension. Step 2, the vocal strike drops in, sharp and focused, like taking the shot. And finally, step 3, the anthemic climax, where the choirs and heavy drums kick in, echoing through the stands as the ball hits the back of the net. Section 3, the final whistle, leaving the pitch. As the final whistle blows on our explainer today, I want to bring us back down from that incredible adrenaline high. Stadium Kings is so much more than just a massive spreadsheet of music or a data set of track lengths and genres. It is a 62-hour heartbeat. It is a pure, unadulterated distillation of the euphoria of the beautiful game, translating the sweat, the tears, the invisible kings, and the legends of the stands into a universal language of sound that anyone, absolutely anywhere, can understand. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to keep that residual stadium energy vibrating within you. We all have our battles, our arenas, and our moments of triumph. When you step out onto your own field of glory, what will your anthem sound like? Will it be a piercing solo, a roaring rock chord, or a massive unifying choir? Whatever it is, play it loud. Thanks so much for joining me on this incredible journey today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.